So my Modulo Sanitario experience was definitely eye-opening. I came in wanting to meet uh, Argentine locals from the neighborhood we were traveling to, and found that a little difficult at first. I kind of came in shocked more than anything about, shocked at seeing that level of poverty, which I'd never seen in the U.S. before, especially as like a privileged university student. It just never really came into my sphere seeing something like that. And so walking into that neighborhood, I was initially shocked, but then as time went on in our volunteer experience, I got closer to the family we were working with, and they made many gestures of kindness to us, and we started to form a little bond. And that was really the most special part of my experience, because I got to meet many members of a family that I probably would have never met otherwise. So I recommend to everybody who wants to meet new kinds of people, explore new areas, and learn from that kind of experience to do Modulo Sanitario.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience to Timmy. I didn't really know what to expect when I was coming in. And kind of the way that I saw it is we spend all day working on this project. So like the first day is kind of like you move these planks of wood up to build the bathroom, and you like nail in like preliminary nails. And for lunch, like the family cooks you lunch, so you all sit at a big table and you eat together and you talk to them. And they're very nice people, but like Timmy said, they're not really like the type of people that we would meet, because like we kind of just stay in Recoleta, Palermo, Retiro, and don't really venture that much outside of this like kind of more cosmopolitan, like bougie part of the city. So it's really great to hear their story and kind of learn from them. And then that evening we stayed in a monastery, which was really it was pretty cool. It was definitely not something that I've done a lot before. And you get to meet a lot of volunteers, and you have dinner and you play card games and you just sit and talk about the experience, all in Spanish, so it's good for Spanish practice too. And then the next day you kind of finish the construction, and then they make you another big lunch, and by this point you're like a little more acquainted and you're like closer to the family in that sense. And then you finish, and it's just this like really rewarding feeling. But I guess way more importantly than that, it's really important experience to like see a different part of the city that you wouldn't otherwise see. Because yes, it's really great that you're building the bathrooms, but at the end of the day, these types of organizations, I feel like, exist a lot more for the volunteers to actually understand that there's a lot more to the world than just this kind of like bubble, isolated, upper middle class like world. So it was a really great experience, I think, for all of us out of that. And we bonded a lot together, like the 5 of us from IES, as well as with the Argentine volunteers. So I think that was a really cool experience too. Like we feel like a lot closer to each other after having that experience. So I highly recommend to anyone and everyone that's interested. And if you're not interested, you should be interested, because it's like a really, really cool opportunity that doesn't come along very often, and that you can't really do something similar in the US.
Yeah, in our opinions, this is the best that you will get out of study abroad. This is kind of what it's made for. So, yeah, you do Modulo Sanitario.